Welcome to Studio D in the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now here's your host, Jessica Cootie.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Studio D. Here's what's coming up tonight on Sooner Sports Pad. It's a top 10 matchup in Norman, Oklahoma, coming up on Saturday. We'll preview the Sooners game with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Sooner offensive line allowing just 2 sacks and 3 in the past 3 games. We have one of the guys responsible for that, junior guard Bronson Irwin, joins us live in studio. And it was homecoming this past weekend. We'll take you behind the scenes of the University of Oklahoma Homecoming 2012. And like we always do, we'll enlist the help of our live studio audience in Sooner Sports Pad Face-Off. But first, the Sooners are on a roll with another dominating performance over Kansas this past Saturday. The first team defense not allowing a touchdown. 7 different guys getting into the end zone for the Sooners. Offense, defense, special teams, all clicking on all cylinders. We don't have a lot of time, so we can't show you a lot of highlights, but we pick it up in the first quarter. Okay, there was a lot of highlights. Like I said, we pick it up in the first quarter. Sooners up 3-0. Landry Jones goes deep down the middle. Great pass, finding Kenny Stills in stride for the 44-yard score. Sooners up 10-0. Justin Brown fumbled a punt in the first quarter, but he makes up for it right here. Cuts inside, takes it across the field, up the sideline. 90 yards, reaching the end zone. First punt return since Ryan Broyles did it against Oklahoma in 2009. Huge day for the special teams. Opening kick for the second half, Roy Finch with a nice move. Great blocking, takes it the distance 100 yards for another Sooner touchdown. That one ended a 5-yard drought for the Sooners' first kickoff return since DeMarco Murray in 2007. First time in school history the Sooners had a punt return touchdown and a kickoff return touchdown in the same game. OU rolls 52-7 over Kansas. They moved to 5-1 in the season, 3-1 in Big 12 play, and Sooners very pleased with the balanced effort.
Very pleased. We came out and got to an early start, and from there just kept rolling. Really executed well in the passing game and got that started, and then the running game kind of fell off that this week, and really just happy about how well we played.
Yeah, definitely. Just kept the ball rolling for us to go out there and play the way we did as an offense, defense, special teams. We look great, but I feel like, we still have a long way to go.
2 of the most storied programs in all of college football will square off this Saturday when number 8 Oklahoma hosts number 5 Notre Dame. The Sooner fans have a long withstanding hatred with Notre Dame dating back to 1957 when the Fighting Irish ended the Sooners' 47-game win streak. Head coach Bob Stoops said it. It's one of the most anticipated home games since 2000. And while the Sooners like to approach every game with the same mentality, this one has a little bit different feel.
Out of their defense, they're physical, they fly around, they all gang tackle. So, we're going to have to definitely, bring our A game, and we're going to have to practice hard this week.
2 of the most storied programs in college football. I mean, they're in the top 5. The resurgence of the program, is well documented this year. So, just really excited for it. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Great show for the fans and all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, we just have to take it like we've taken every week and just prepare well and practice hard.
If we don't play well, we're not going to win the game. And like you said, their defense is really good, but we got a pretty good defense down here too. But we'll see who has a better defense on Saturday. And if we can stop their offense and our offense can score points, then we'll win the game.
Time now to bring in my co-hosts Lauren Nevitt and Matthew Fresquez. Guys, a huge game on Saturday. Lauren, you can already feel the excitement around campus.
That's right, Jessica. It's going to be a huge game. Sooner fans have been tweeting about this game ever since they found out that they were playing Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for OU's players, and everyone around campus is getting so pumped up, especially because ESPN College Game Day is going to be on campus. These are 2 top 10 teams, and everyone around the nation is going to be watching this game.
Well, a lot of talk about the defensive matchup this Saturday, Matthew. Of course, Notre Dame, one of the top in the country. But you heard David King say it. OU has a pretty good defense, too. Are all eyes on the defense this Saturday?
Well, really, it's a tale of 2 defenses, Jessica. And when you look at this, we all know about Notre Dame's defense. 2nd in the nation in allowing points, 6th in the nation in total defense. But it's the Sooners that are flying underneath the radar. They have slowly crept their way up to the 15th best defense in the nation and 12th in the nation in points allowed. And really, the big difference about this is Oklahoma has to go up against against a non-existent Notre Dame offense, while the Irish have to try to contain a Sooners team that puts up 45 points and 488 yards a game. Really, this is going to be the biggest challenge that Notre Dame has faced, and it's going to come in a very hostile Norman environment.
Boom.
Boom. Now, not everybody was focused on football last Saturday. The men's basketball team had their first inter-squad scrimmage just hours before kickoff. In case anyone had money on it, the white team did beat the red team 67-54. But more important than that was that the scrimmage was held at the McCaslin Fieldhouse and not the Lloyd Noble Center. McCaslin will actually host an exhibition game against Central Oklahoma on November 7th. You guys can get tickets for that for $5, and a non-conference game against Texas A&M Corpus Christi on New Year's Eve. Make sure you guys go check that out. $5. You guys get to go to McCaslin and watch the men's basketball play. And also, Oklahoma soccer made its way to Morgantown to take on number 23 West Virginia. The Sooners were shut out and outshot. 22 shots for West Virginia, 5 for Oklahoma, and that's why you see that West Virginia wins 2-0.
The number 13 Oklahoma women's golf team dominated at the Susie Maxwell Burning Classic last Wednesday and shot a school record of 280 in the final round of the tournament. The Sooners won by 29 shots. Number 20 Notre Dame finished in second. And here's a familiar name. Junior Chirapat Jow Javanil claimed her first individual title of the season and the fourth of her career, thanks to a final round of 4 under 68. Last Wednesday, the OU volleyball team claimed their 11th sweep of the season when they beat Texas Tech in Lubbock. Senior libero Maria Fernanda had a team high of 13 digs, but the Sooners weren't able to bring the heat on Saturday when they lost to number 22 Iowa State in 3 sets. Oklahoma is now 5-3 in Big 12 play.
Well, really, last week was kind of a downer because, the weekend before we had everybody winning across the board.
I know. Well, hopefully this weekend we'll bounce back and win against
Beat
Notre
the
Dame.
Fighting Irish.
Thanks, guys. Great job on that. Well, coming up right after this, we have Sooner Sports Pad Face-Off, and a little bit later, Ross and Emily joins us live in studio. You'll want to stick around. We'll be right back right after this. face-off. Our 3 audience members have 3 different topics for Lauren and Matthew. Then we're going to let the audience decide who won the face-off. So this is Corteza, and she has tonight's first question.
Who has been OU's Heisman winner this year?
Matthew, I believe you
fair
won
enough.
last
That's an
week, so
important
you are up
question.
first tonight.
Yes, I am. I did win last week. Keep that in mind. Now, usually when
Barely.
people go with the Heisman, they go with an offensive player. But this year, everybody is so well balanced and doing so well that no one's really ahead of the pack. So that's why I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball and say Javon Harris is a playmaker on this defense. Right now, he's second in the team with 34 tackles. He leads the team with 4 picks, 1 right there, 1 in for a touchdown. And really, this is on a defense, a revamped defense that is 15th in the nation, 9th defense in the ninth passing defense in the nation. And really, they're just going up against big-time Big 12 offenses. Love your enthusiasm.
Well, Javon's great, but I got to go with Landry on this one. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Landry does not get enough respect. He's underappreciated. If you look at his stats, his numbers are off the chart. He's thrown for over 14,000 yards. He's gotten 105 TDs, and he's broken all sorts of OU records. If you think about it, just think about it.
I agree.
That
He's
takes
pretty
someone
good.
special.
Javon
He's
Harris.
already accomplished everything he can at OU, and all he's missing is a BCS title game. If he can get us to the national championship, he is a Heisman contender.
All right, nice one. Well, look who's in the audience tonight. Redshirt freshman linebacker Frank Shannon is here, and he's got tonight's second question.
All right. Should OU fans hate or respect Notre Dame?
Nice.
All right.
Thanks for being here, by the way.
All right.
Thank you. What do you
Now,
have, Matthew?
I'm going to get out and start this. You can hate them, but you have to respect this team. This is a team that, with everything that they've done in college football and sports in general, one boo back there, really, you have to respect them.
No.
Love them or hate them, this is a team that does everything right. They're not Miami. They're not Ohio State. They're not the teams of the SEC that are constantly getting NCAA violations, paying players, allegedly. So they do everything right. This is a team you have to respect. We will beat them, but you have to respect them.
Okay, Lauren.
All right, I have to go with the opposite. This is a huge game, and I think OU fans are allowed to be haters on this one.
Lorenzo.
In my opinion,
Lorenzo.
Notre Dame is overrated. They're playing us for the 10th time in history. They have an 8-1 series advantage over us, and they ruined our 47-game winning streak in 1957. So in my opinion, it's our time to get revenge. It's our time to get revenge and bring on the heat. We need to be haters.
It's a long time ago.
Okay,
2012.
tonight's final question coming from Brandy.
Who is OU's X factor for the game on Saturday?
All right, Matthew.
That is a tough one. And I appreciate you for your question. What I would like to say is it's the defensive line as a whole. As the D-line go, the Sooners go. If you remember the K-State game, they were getting blown off the ball. Every single time the line of scrimmage was 3-4 yards down the field.
Today.
Well, I'm coming back. I'm bringing it back. But after that game, they became monsters, and because of that, the defense got better. And now you're looking at Chuka's going to be starting on Saturday because he's a little bit better against the run than R.J. Washington, and the rest of that defensive line has been doing an amazing job. That's the main reason why this defense is so good. And if you're looking for an X factor, as they go, this team will go on Saturday.
Well, when it comes to X factors, I have a specific player in mind, and that's Trey Millard. No one knows. Yeah, exactly. No one knows what he's going to do. The guy knows how to. Yeah, exactly. The guy knows how to step up and when to step up. If he needs to hurdle over a guy, he'll hurdle over
He
him.
always hurdles over somebody.
Trey Millard is OU's most versatile player, and he can play a huge part in confusing Notre Dame's strong defense. And he's also going to put up some big blocks, I think, against Manti Te'o, one of
Defensive
college's.
line. It's defensive line.
Yeah.
Nice
one of
job
college's-
tonight, guys. Matthew, who are you, and what have you done with
I
Matthew
know.
Fresco?
I
Let's go
love the
with
defense right
defense
now.
tonight.
I know.
All right,
Yeah.
let's ask the
Feeling it.
audience. Who thought Matthew won tonight? Let's hear it.
Come on. No, you guys don't like big hits? That a girl.
All right,
waiting
who's
for this.
going with Lauren tonight?
I think that's
Lauren picking up your first win here on Sooner
my
Sports
free
Pad.
food back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, it's time now for our play of the week, but instead of us telling you about it, we're going to let the guy who made it tell you about it.
I mean, I was running to the quarterback, and out come the ball, and it's the only thing in my mind is pick it up, hold it tight, and try to run. Anything else was icing on the cake.
So you weren't going to fall on it?
No. When you got when we got opportunity like that, you got to take it. You got to take your chances. So
So 45 yards, couldn't quite get into the end zone?
Nah, not quite. I'm going to ask Damien for some moves, for some pointers, something. I got to have something.
This is not what you would expect from a fifth-year senior.
All right, it's time for our tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week.
Okay, there, he said it. Coming from Gabe Eichard, my thumb is exhausted from taking pictures from B. Bell 10 and Fat Daddy 33, that's Blake Bell and Trey Millard, with people at the Thunder game. Hashtag O-Line Life. Gabe, come back to Sooner Sports Pad. Isn't that right? We'll show him some love, won't we? All right, well, coming up right after this break, we'll take you behind the scenes of Oklahoma's homecoming, and then a little bit later, Matthew has a challenge for Bronson Irwin, so you'll want to stick around. We'll be right back, coming up right after this.
Special thanks to our television cornerstone partners, Chesapeake Energy, WinStar World Resorts, OU Outreach, OU Presidents Associates, and the OU Alumni Association.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. This past weekend, it was homecoming here in Norman. Behind the scenes, hundreds of people had a hand in making it all come together. Brant Morrell has more.
Whether you are a roughneck, a classic video game character, or even a host for Sooner Sports Pad, homecoming is for everyone.
Homecoming is an event meant to be enjoyed by old Sooners and young Sooners alike. But preparation for today's event takes months of hard work.
We started working on this probably the last week of September, and we have been going strong up until this morning at 9:30 a.m.
It's so amazing, and it just brings so much pride. You know, people are coming up to me and congratulating me and saying, you did a good job.
So we probably put in about 50 hours a week for about 5 weeks.
50 hours a week is what you need to do to go the extra mile.
We actually have a fog machine hidden under the deck. We've actually got it on an infrared repeater that allows for us to have a remote up by the chairs that I have on a foot pedal. So I tap my foot and it sends smoke.
Intricate floats battle it out for top prize, and children battle for the candy they hand out. This can make for a sugar-filled afternoon if you're lucky. But for former students, it's all about coming back to their alma mater.
Coming back is always a fun time. When I can always remember being here as a student, watching the parade, and now I bring my family here, my wife and my son, and it's always a fun time.
Seeing how things have changed and, you know, what things look like now that I haven't been here in, 8 years or so. So it's different. It's fun.
The parade is a prelude to the main event, an ending fit for a king and queen. The Sooners had a storybook ending of their own, blasting the Jayhawks 52-7, a perfect precursor for next week's top 10 matchup against Notre Dame. For Sooner Sports Pad, I'm Brant Morrell.
Thank you, Brant, for that. Well, coming up right after this break, Bronson Irwin joins us live in a studio. It's the best part of the show. You'll want to make sure that you stick around. We'll be right back, coming up right after this. From Mustang, Oklahoma, he's the first Mustang Bronco to receive a football scholarship to the University of Oklahoma right out of high school. He's been a vital member of the offensive line this season. Junior offensive guard Bronson Irwin joins us live in studio. He's with Matthew and Lauren.
Yeah! Bronson, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
No problem, no problem.
All right, Bronson, you started off the season with a strong offensive line. You guys had some injuries, you suffered a little bit, but now you guys are right back on top of your game. What do you think caused that turnaround?
I mean, we had some injuries early, but, you know, we've had guys that have got a lot of game reps, so it kind of allowed us to transition into, new guys getting a lot more playing time without a lot of difficulty.
Now, we've been saying it all game. Notre Dame's defense is obviously pretty good. Mm-hmm. Borderline amazing, I don't know. But what is the key to handling this amazing defensive line that you guys are going up against?
They're very, very talented. So, I think the key for us is just making sure we know our assignments, making sure we have a guy on every one of their guys and that everyone on their defense is accounted for on every play.
So I heard you have a lot of different personalities on the O-line. Who would you say is the biggest comedian, and why do you think so?
Oh, man. We're all pretty funny guys, I think. Gabe's pretty funny. But yeah, I'd probably give it to Gabe Eichert.
Gabe's actually kind of surprising because he's kind of quiet, and then he comes out of nowhere, and he's rather funny.
I think most linemen are like that. We kind of have a shell, and then once we come out, we're a little bit more outgoing.
All right, fair enough. Okay, now if you ever been in an environment like Notre Dame, if you can compare one game to the Notre Dame game coming up, what do you think it would be?
I would compare it to the Florida State game last year. That was a really big game. It was on the road, of course, but two highly ranked teams, and it should be really entertaining.
What's your prediction for the outcome this weekend?
Oh, I'm gonna predict a W for the Sooners.
W for the Sooners.
That's good. That's a good prediction.
Okay, this is Nick, and he has a challenge for Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson, I was wondering if you could
juggle these tennis balls while singing Boomer Sooner.
Nice.
Is he up for the challenge?
Let's see it.
Do I have to sing, or can
Yes.
I just juggle them?
And sing Boomer Sooner.
Sing it.
I have to.
Sing it.
Y'all have to sing it with me though. Does that
Okay,
work?
let's
All right,
hear it.
are you ready? All right, here we go.
Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
All right, that was impressive. That was impressive. Give it up, give it up, give it
Hey,
up.
Bronson, real quick, Twitter handle. Go.
Twitter handle @BronsonIrwin68. Follow me.
Follow him. There you
Yeah,
go.
follow me.
Okay, we have a little new thing for you guys coming up right now. This is what we call Fresh Quest for Victory.
Get it?
Every week,
My
Matthew
name's
is
Fresh
going to have
Quest.
a
Get it?
challenge for our athletes in studio, and we're going to see if he can actually get a win. So, Matthew, Bronson, take it away. Let's
All
see
right,
it.
this is what we're doing. Beanbag toss. Some people call it cornhole, whatever. We get 2 throws. If you beat me, I don't know what you get. I'll give you a prize. I'll give you a hug. That's a pretty good prize. All right, you go first. You're a guest.
All right,
You
here
go
we go.
first.
Oh,
You
come
got
on,
it.
Bronson.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's in the hole.
Don't let him beat you, Bronson.
How does that one drop in? Oh, I shorted it. Is that one more? All right, we'll go one more throw.
So,
You go.
Right
You
now.
go.
There's no tie in Sooner Sports Pad.
Get out of here! Man, with the audience help.
Matthew, you lost at your own game.
He had interference over here. I'm gonna call interference.
I think it was a win, fair and square. Well, thank you, Bronson, for joining us live in studio. If you're attending the game this Saturday, the University of Oklahoma is asking fans to stripe the stadium. If your seats are in an even number section, wear crimson. If you're in an odd number section, wear white. All OU students are asked to wear crimson. And before you come to the game wearing crimson and white, this is your friendly reminder to be sure and check out Sooner Sports Game Day right here on Sooner Sports TV. We'll bring you everything you need to know to get you ready for kickoff. Bronson, we're going to ask you a few more questions. Guys, you got any more for him?
Okay. If you could play one other sport here at OU, what would that sport be?
I would be a golfer because it's just a sport that I really enjoy. I try to play as much as I can, in the off season. So I think I try to be on the golf team.
Golf team? I'd be a golfer. That has to be the life,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
A little stressful, but you're just out there all day. Hitting them.
Bronson, we've heard you're really into politics. Why is this?
It's a good question. I'm not into
Everyone
it.
says that. I have tweeted a few things about my beliefs in politics, that I'm voting for Mitt Romney. So I've definitely caught some heat, from my teammates. But that's I'm not afraid to say what I believe in. So.
All right. Well, again, thank you for being here,
thank you so
Jessica.
All right, thanks Bronson for helping us fill the last few seconds of our time. Thanks to our crew and our live audience. For Matthew Freshwood, Lauren Nevitt, I'm Jessica Goody. We'll see you next time right here on Sooner Sports Pad. Have a great night.